26 female, 62 male. Father-in-law is forcing those around him to use medical aids/cater to his every whim, when he is fully capable of not needing that. How do I stop being involved? I have a father-in-law that refuses to look after his health, and is forcing us to use medical devices to help him get around. I am not asking for medical advice here. But for context, he does have poor health, but nothing that's preventing him to do anything about it. He is in all essence able to walk, talk, and do what he needs to do by himself. His doctors are telling him to move more and eat better. In all essence, there is nothing stopping him from deciding to do something about it, doing a couch to 5K program, and next year running a marathon. Not that he should be wanting to run a marathon per se. He just enjoys being helpless. It started pretty small, things like getting a wheelchair for what would be a long walking day. He does struggle to walk distances, so it seems fair enough. But we are now at a point where he is getting bed baths, stair lifts installed, he uses bedpans, and has hoists for the bed now. We live in a country where if you actually needed this assistance, you would be assessed and provided with at least something. He doesn't actually qualify for this sort of thing because it's not a need. He just pays out of pocket and is getting the people around him to do it for him. I have visited him after he was hospitalized for a heart attack a while ago. The doctors told him straight to his face that he doesn't need these things and should be lightly exercising, such as walking every day. I feel like I am going to get some commenters thinking I am just being mean and unempathetic. I cannot emphasize how much he genuinely should be doing the opposite of what he is doing. There is no medical condition preventing him from moving around. He loves talking in detail about his health, so I would 100% know. He has IBS, diabetes, high blood pressure, or some random sores, for example. Everyone around him seems to be allowing him to do this. But it's now sort of being placed on me in some ways. I have been asked to wash his clothes on a few occasions, or to push him around, to get him food, or help put his shoes on. It just feels so icky, and I want no part in it. I am staying away as much as I can, but I don't want to cut off his family over it. You literally say this is not my problem, and I'm not doing it. I keep my shitty family at a distance for a goddamn reason. Own your position. It is my firm belief that what is best for him is tough love, not enabling him to neglect his health and coddle him into an early grave. I will not be a part of it. And don't. Just say, in accordance with his doctor's advice, I believe it's best that he do these things himself. He won't and others will enable him and probably resent you over it. But you can't and won't change him. My 25F boyfriend, 25M, of 2 years calls my vulnerability inconvenient. Throwaway account because I can be identified on my main. I, 25F, am seeking advice on how to handle a recurring communication issue with my partner, 25M, of 2 years. I feel like we are stuck in a courtroom dynamic where my emotional needs are treated as a debate rather than a shared experience. The conflict. I am currently in the process of quitting weed for my personal growth and reached out to him yesterday while feeling very raw and emotional. I sent a long text explaining these changes and explicitly asked him to go easy on me and offer some support. Instead of addressing the vulnerability, he focused on a minor detail in my text, how often we fought on a recent trip, to fact-check me saying, "We didn't fight a lot lol." When I explained that this dismissal hurt, he called my reaction toxic and threatened to withhold support during my future job interviews to get even. Current status. We had a major fight this morning where he eventually apologized and acknowledged he made me feel isolated. But he also stated that my vulnerability is inconvenient because it often comes at bad times when he is busy at work. I have spent 2 years immediately adjusting my behavior when he expresses hurt, but when I share my feelings, the script often flips to my flaws, like a habit of interrupting I've worked hard to fix, to deflect from the issue at hand. I am currently at a point where I feel I have to audit my feelings for accuracy before he will offer empathy. My specific questions. How can I re-establish a sense of emotional safety in a relationship where vulnerability is viewed as an inconvenience? Too long did not read. I, 25F, asked my boyfriend, 25M, for support during a major life change. He ignored the message to fact-check a minor detail, called my reaction toxic, and told me my vulnerability is inconvenient. I'm looking for advice on how to break this defensive cycle and build a safer way for us to communicate. Why are you with him? He sounds awful. It sounds like he has a lot of insecurities and nitpicking behavior. He needs to get to the root of himself. This isn't work you can do for him. Get rid of the boyfriend too. My 26 female boyfriend, 33 male, constantly makes assumptions, and I'm always having to defend myself. How else can I approach this? We've been together for 2 years. He's very sweet, and I love him, but I do feel like I am on eggshells quite a bit sometimes. I first noticed this pattern of him making assumptions about how I'm feeling about a year ago. Whenever I came to his place after a long day and a long drive, I was a little more quiet than usual. I'd tell him it was a difficult day and would just need a bit to kind of get into relax mode. Well, he would act very uneasy if I wasn't talking enough. The thing is, I'm not a super talkative person in general anyway, but if I was tired from a long day, he would assume I was so incredibly miserable. He usually says something like, "Well, since you're too tired to do anything, I guess we'll just do nothing all weekend." And he says this in such a disappointing tone too. I'm not sitting around totally miserable. I'm a little slower and more tired after a long day. But I'm always jumping up to reassure him that no, I only just got here. I'm only tired right now. I want to have some fun this weekend, don't worry, I'm fine. He will also jump to conclusions about how I'm not excited to do something. We'll be making plans for a trip or something, and I'll be talking about how excited I am to do these activities. 30 minutes later, he'll say something like, "You don't seem excited for this, so we don't have to do it if you don't want to." So then I'm having to repeat what I already said, that I am excited. But he will insist that I'm not. He always does this. "You don't seem happy," or "you don't want to," or "you don't. And I know I am not giving him any reason to doubt. Over time I have become hyper-fixated on making sure I am as clear as possible with him in hopes he doesn't question everything I say. But he still does. And sometimes it becomes an argument where he says he never understands what I am feeling or what I want, even though I tell him clearly all the time. It's to the point where I actually am starting to dread making plans or telling him my thoughts, because I know he's just going to doubt everything or make false assumptions. I am becoming extremely exhausted when I go to see him. I have started trying to hype myself up, put and keep a smile on my face, even when I am not 100% amazingly joyful that day. Watch everything I say, and make sure if he starts to seem upset, even in the slightest, to say something more to reassure him that what I just said is what I meant. I have never in my life had to be this aware of what I say and how happy I appear to be. My friends never get upset with me if I had a long day. They never ask 5 times if I really am excited to do the things we plan to do. So I'm really stuck on why my boyfriend is constantly doubting me and making assumptions. I've told him it bothers me that he puts words in my mouth or assumes things that aren't true. But he says he has to do that because I never tell him how I feel, even though I do. I am so stuck here. What can I do? Too long did not read. Boyfriend assumes my feelings and doubts what I say. I'm on eggshells trying to communicate with him, and it's still not enough. What more can I do? Leave. I already got exhausted of reading about him. You deserve someone safe to recharge with. I just know. Leave. He's really trying and succeeding to make you feel guilty over nothing. My boyfriend 29M can't control his anger and yells at me, 24M. Not really sure how to handle this one, but my boyfriend of a little over a year will often yell at me over small things. I don't know how to handle it, and I need some advice. I love this man so much, he means the world to me. There have been multiple times across the span of our relationship where he has completely blown up on me for what feels to me like small issues. I've thought maybe something larger is going on, but if it is, he refuses to tell me. In the most recent time this happened, he asked me to go to the store for him. I told him I was feeling really sick, but that I could go tomorrow. To be clear, I have some disabilities and I'm often sick or in too much pain to go out and do a lot of stuff. I usually push through, but sometimes it's bad enough that I can't. I asked him why he didn't just go, and he told me that I didn't care about him or anyone else, and that I was a bad person. I asked him if there was anything in particular that made him say that so I could work on getting better, and he said I was putting him on the spot, and that he couldn't think about all the things I possibly do. I told him that I wanted to work on getting better, so we could be stronger as a couple, and he told me he didn't believe me. I asked what I could do, and he said that if I actually cared then I would shut my mouth and do what he told me to do no matter how I felt. He said stuff like that before, but it really breaks my heart every time. I don't know what to do. It feels like no matter what I say in those moments he won't snap out of it. When it blows over, he either tells me how it's my fault and that I should just deal with it because it's just the person he is, or he tells me that it didn't happen like that and I'm acting sensitive for no reason. I really have no idea what to do or how to resolve this. I don't want to argue with him. I want to talk and try and smooth things over. The longer our relationship goes, the more he acts like this. Does anyone have any advice for me? The real question is, why do you think so low of yourself that you put up with this in your life? He's not going to change. My suggestion is work on your self-respect and self-esteem until you are able to leave. You are not the problem. You do not need to apologize. You do not need to do better. You need to end things with him. He is the problem. He needs to apologize. He needs to do better. Please leave, OMG, please, you are so deserving of love and everything, and this is completely opposite of normal relationship. Nowhere near healthy, or those things happen to you not healthy.